Proverbs chapter 7, another warning about immoral women. Verse 1. Follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. Obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Let them protect you from an affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. While I was at the window of my house, looking through the curtain, I saw some naive young men, and one in particular who lacked common sense. He was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. It was twilight in the evening as deep darkness fell. The woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. She was the brash, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She's often in the streets and markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him, and with a brazen look she said, "I've just made my peace offerings and fulfilled my vows. You're the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are. My bed is spread with beautiful blankets, with colored sheets of Egyptian linen. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink our fill of love until morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses, for my husband is not home. He's away on a long trip. He has taken a wallet full of money with him and won't return until later this month." Verse 21. So she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once, like an ox going to the slaughter. He was like a stag caught in a trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce its heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. Verse 24. So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your hearts stray away toward her. Don't wander down her wayward path. For she has been the ruin of many. Many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is the den of death. Friends, we've talked about the immoral woman. I think this is the fourth time now. We can tell that this is something that the Lord is really emphasizing in the book of Proverbs, and that walking in wisdom is staying as far away from the immoral woman who has no regard for married men, no regard for the sanctity of marriage, her marriage or anybody else's marriage for that matter. So we see that she is a foolish, rebellious woman with one thing on her mind: trapping men. But friends, we know that we're living in the year 2020. We're living in a very liberal world, and so it is no longer the immoral woman that we're looking at, but we're also looking at the immoral man. We're looking at the man who has no regard for his marriage and no regard for the marriage of others. I remember growing up when, in a relationship, not necessarily a marriage, but just a man and a woman, men used to have this respect where they would stay away from another man's woman. There used to be that unwritten rule, but that doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. And so we have on one hand the immoral woman who's always going after these married men, but we are living at a time when we have men going after other people's wives, and they feel no shame, they feel no fear, they have no boundaries. And so we as married women also have to look out for that, for we do not want death. We want the blessing of the Lord in our marriages. We want the blessing of the Lord in our lives, and therefore we also need to look out for the immoral man with his pretty speech, with his flattery, with his enticements. We need to look out for that. We need to walk in wisdom, in knowledge, and understanding as the daughters of Zion, as the daughters of the Most High God. Be blessed, friends.